So okay, what I'm going to show you here is you've seen we've taken a lot of those items. We haven't really taken anything away from the original video you just watched. We just consolidated items together. I'll show you how there's two different ways that I'll probably pack coolers, but say these are the two coolers you showed up with and they are within a few pounds of each other. One of these will go on one side of the mule, the other will go on the other side of the mule. What I typically do is you want to lay your cooler on its side, and I would add some other items in there with it. And we want something that's fairly long and skinny. So I'll go ahead and make this up into a load so you can kind of see why we're asking for what we're asking for here. Now those items are all in here together, and if I'd had a whole bunch of little items, it would have been way harder to consolidate it all and get into here. And I would have had to resort to throwing them into pannier boxes like that over there, and you can see those are way smaller. So this is always a better way to go. I have 3 items in there, so I know where to put my rope wraps. Now that is all ready to go on the mule, and it'll go on the mule standing upright like this, which is, if you remember in the beginning, I laid the cooler over on its side to pack it, but now that we're going down the trail, your cooler's right side up. You shouldn't have any trouble with anything spilling out. If you do have coolers that don't have lids that snap on, you'll want to take some tape or something and tape those lids on, and that way when I tip them over, when I first load them, we don't lose everything out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and sling this on the side of the mule so you can see how it's standing up. And then I'll probably cut away and we'll do one more mini load so you can see how we deal with your backpacks. Now she's all loaded up and ready to go. We just coil this up and I'll get it up and out of the way. But that's how everything rides. So now that you can see how ultimately all your gear goes from that pile on the ground to being consolidated on the side of the mule, it might help you a little bit when it comes to picking and choosing items to bring to the trailhead. If you did happen to have one of the fishing rods like I mentioned, because this is in a nice case like this, it's really simple. You can simply take that, slide it underneath the ropes, and it rides really nicely along. It's protected on the back side from any brush and stuff that might catch on it, but it really needs to be in a case. If it was empty and out, the tip would be catching on things and causing trouble. So that's how we would throw your fishing rod on with you too. So here's the next set of items that we're all sitting here at the beginning. can see I took the matching cooler. I'm assuming that that was the same weight as the red one in that load right there. This is how I would have put together the other one. I was able to take the backpack, consolidate it together, and make sure that our loads are pretty well the same. I'm going to do the exact same technique. Try to get so much. That's all this. So we took all those items, got them together, and ended up making a package that's pretty similar to that one. This one's a little bit longer, but because our weights are pretty similar, it should ride fine. Okay, so everything that was in that pile that we started with, all this miscellaneous small items got consolidated into packages and then loaded on here. And even though one side is slightly different shape than the other, you can see they're balanced pretty good. And one's a little bit higher than the other, but that's because we had some longer items. And now that you can see how we actually put them on there, we don't just throw everything into a bag. You can see why it's pretty important to think about the items you're bringing. And matching every item is really useful. If you have one 10-pound bag, another 10-pound bag is really useful. Put one bag on each side. If you end up with one 50-pound bag and four 10-pound bags, well then that becomes a problem because they're not in equal sets. So that's what we're shooting for. Hope that helps you out. We'll see you later.